Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Megwat Collective. I pull out some collective readings while I wait for you all to gather here. My name is Megan Brown. I'm a reader and a writer and interpreter of the tarot cards. I am a medium and I am offering free medium readings tonight. Probably going to skip over most of those shallow love readings. Hi, Jason. Thanks for coming in. Make sure you all follow me, guys. I'm going to be here for at least 1 hour. I may come back again. Make sure you follow me, and I am giving free readings tonight. Tarot guidance on your life events, as well as channeling in your loved ones from heaven for you if you wish. Vicky, thank you so much for the hearts. You can ask your questions if you want to. Thank you for the rose as well. Vicky's health. Vicky is asking, will everything with her health be okay? Yes! They so easily gave me yes, Ace of Pentacles. Love that. I didn't have to do much digging there. It says your health will be okay. What do you have going on that you're aware of? Because I can ask more specific. Hi, Angel. Thank you. So thyroid is, it's a long-term condition that you'll probably just need treatment for, but it looks like it can maintain stability. Like it doesn't look life-threatening or anything like that. How can Vicky address the thyroid problem? Any guidance about this here? Guidance for Vicky on her health? Vicky, I think it says just keep trucking, keep doing what you're doing, try to get as much rest as you can, even if you don't believe yourself that you should be that tired, you know what I mean? I know our world and our lifestyles are not built for rest, but wherever possible, you are encouraged to rest as much as you can. And don't feel bad about that. Believe yourself, believe your body when you need rest, okay? But for your health condition, it looks like pretty stable over the long run. We are human. We will always have health conditions, but I don't see any kind of trauma for you or any kind of major, injuries or anything like that showing, or any tragedies or anything like that, okay? Angel, you have a question about family? Sure, go ahead. Hi, Scott. Thank you all for the hearts. Make sure you're following me and keep coming back every Tuesday. Angel, should we just ignore or should we speak up? Chris and Scott, go ahead and leave your questions in the comments. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Angel, should Angel ignore the family situation or should she speak up, please? So I would speak up, but it will require a certain approach, perhaps. It will require, you know, some sensitivity, and I would say with the approach that everybody here still has to be family at the end of the day. Now, what's the young boy? Who is the young boy that they're talking about? Would you, in order to get more clarity on the situation, would you like to give me more information? Or you can leave it at that. But I see a young boy showing in this reading for you, Angel. So if you want to tell me what that's about, I can dig a little bit further, or I can leave that as your response. Her husband and brother. So, okay, that might be your son. It looks to me like you should stick with your husband's side, like take your husband's side, support your husband, okay? And maybe, I think your son, depending on how old your son is, perhaps he hears some of the conversation when he's supposed to be asleep or something, just to let you know. Chris? Chris, let me ask my cards. Okay, Chris asked me a question. Why do you pretend to be psychic? Let me see what my cards have to say about that. Ten of Hearts. Because it makes people happy. She no longer sees life as a long, linear ladder with a beginning, middle, and end. Instead, she considers how life is like a spiraling trail up a mountain. Each circling lap represents a learning cycle, the same lesson at a slightly higher elevation. If you don't believe that I'm psychic, I don't care. I don't even know what psychic means. All I know is that I shuffle cards on this platform. The cards give me symbols of communication, and what I communicate to other people helps them. It helps them gain their best case scenario in their lives, and it helps them learn from the lessons that I have already repeated in my many lives. Thanks for your question, Chris. Scott, am I soon going to find love, and will it be from someone I was with already? Okay, Scott's asking, will there be an ex coming back for him? No, I don't think so, Scott. I don't think so. Will you find love in the future? Would it help if I told you that you need therapy? Yes, you do have the potential to find partnership in the future. More so like, yes, I see a girlfriend. I don't see it as love, though. Okay? Hope that helps. So Angel / I think your name is Amy, is it? So your son doesn't want to be part of it. If that's the case, then let him not be a part of it, I would say. Yes, Mama Fell is here asking for her grandmother. Hi, Shelly. Mama Fell? Okay. Mama Fell, will you tell me your name and will you tell me your grandmother's name, please? Angel, can you ask me that question again after I talk to Felicia? Felicia and Dolda? Everybody, you can ask me my questions again when I'm done with Felicia here, okay? Felicia and Dolda. Felicia, your grandmother feels like a bit of a jolly lady. Does that sound like her? Is this the right person I'm talking to? Like, she had a nice giggle. She had a nice laugh. She's not overly loud or anything, but she just is, she's warm and sweet and jolly. Is that your grandmother, Dolda? Aw, so nice. And she sees you as Miss Responsible. She sees you as somebody who absorbed everybody else's emotions. I would say that you are like an eldest daughter figure. If you're not the eldest daughter, that doesn't matter. But you're like that stereotype where you absorb. So I see 10 of Swords for you. You have absorbed the family trauma. Oh, you're her first grandchild too. Yeah, so you're like that cycle breaker person. Your grandmother knows that. So whatever traumas occurred in your lineage, you are the one dealing with all of that. And your grandmother acknowledges that. And I feel like she's saying something along the lines of, I walked so you could run. And your grandmother feels like she was a bit privileged and blessed to be able to have a lightheartedness about her, whereas you are now having to deal with any kind of stuff that came out in your family tree. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'm reading this. Do you have any kind of health issues that you're aware of? This is for Felicia, everybody. I'm talking to Felicia's grandmother. Felicia, do you have any health issues that you're aware of? Any kind of pain points that you're aware of? That you take medicines for? Aw. Okay, her husband does. Okay, there he is. I see him. This is her husband. His medicines. Okay, good. So the first one was for you, and it does tell you to take medicines for your mental health. The reason that you have those health issues is because you're the sponge of your family's, your whole family, their trauma, like you absorb it, which is such a blessing to your family line because you're a bit of a scapegoat, but your mental health is on the line for it, and your grandmother would like to acknowledge that for you. So her husband's cancer, I see a period of time for her husband where he gets a lot of zest back, or if he hasn't already, it may be like near past or in the present or in the near future that I see her husband getting this burst of life. So it might be that once he starts his treatments, he may get this burst. if he hasn't already, or perhaps that's already occurred. How far along is he in his treatment journey? She says, this is cute. She's making a joke. She says to her husband, "You've been single long enough." She says he doesn't have to worry about dying because he gets to face me in the end, and he's been single long enough. She's kind of like, you don't have to worry about dying, you got to worry about facing me again. But she's joking. She's referring to a King of Wands twice. I'm taking it to be her husband. So, Felicia, are you still here? Can you give me any more information about his cancer treatment? There's a King of Wands, too, who is a young man. So, I don't know if that's her son. Or who? Or your husband? A young man. Your dad is her son. Gotcha. Yeah, that would make sense. So for her son, for your dad, she wants to say goodbye to him. And if he had anything to do with what I see is a public goodbye in some kind of way, that can often mean an obituary or a send-off at the funeral, or maybe he was a pallbearer or something like that. She wants to say goodbye to her son, and she's also acknowledging whatever way he said goodbye to her or had some kind of memorial for her. Maybe he made him speech. Maybe he... Okay. So what was the obituary or something like that? A public goodbye, she's saying. And what else? What else, Nan? Dolda. I love her. She is nice. She's very easy to talk to. She comes in very easily. She's not mad about the lack of funeral, though. Yeah. She doesn't mind that. She doesn't mind that she didn't have a funeral. That's not what she wants to say. What she wants to say is just a public goodbye. So, I think you know what she means by that. To her husband, she says he's been single long and often. I don't actually see him passing anytime soon, but she wants her husband to not be afraid of death. Do not be afraid, she says. And there's a song called Do Not Be Afraid. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It was my grandmother's favorite song. Be Not Afraid. Be Not Afraid, it's called. So sing that to your grandfather or play it for him. Felicia, do you have any questions for your grandmother? These go on YouTube after, guys. All my live streams get posted to YouTube so you can watch them again. It's the Megawatt Collective on YouTube. Felicia, any questions? Yes, Sophie. I speak to pets sometimes. Sophie, if you have a pet, your pet is telling you that they were not afraid or they were not afraid or not in pain or not in stress at the time that they passed. All they felt was support from the people who loved them. That's what they felt when they passed. They felt the Three of Cups is kind of a celebration. So when your pet passed, all they felt was kind of good vibes, basically. You're so welcome, my love. I will close Dolda out if Felicia doesn't have any questions. Dolda, it was so nice spending time with you. You can talk to Felicia anytime. You guys don't need a medium to talk to your ghosties, but it's nice to have a response. Felicia, your grandmother says something along the lines of, you go, girl. Basically, like, I'm proud of you. I'm there for you. I'm cheering for you. Like, you go, girl, she says. Thank you, Dolda. She is so sweet. I really, really love her. She's really sweet. All right, everybody. Dolda and Felicia are closing out here, so you can drop your, whoever was waiting, drop your requests there. Yeah, Sophie, your pet had the 3 of Cups, so she knew that you were there with them, with her. Was it her? Ashley, your grandparents? Ashley, tell me your grandparents' names, please. And yes, they are here. Ashley's grandparents are here. You're welcome, Sophie. Mary and Fabian. Mary is here first. Hi, Mary. Ashley's here to talk to you. Yeah, she says, I'm ready. She's like, best kind, I'm right here. Ashley, where are you guys from? Are you from Newfoundland, or she feels like a traditional Nan. Right ready. Okay, so similar, yeah. She feels like a Nan who went to bingo and like, she's like, yep, step right up. She's like, I'm coming. Feels like she was like coming up to claim her prize. She's talking about loneliness though. I don't know if that's you or her. Somebody feeling lonely. Oh no, she says, Ashley, you never have to be lonely because I'm always there with you, she says. Okay. Did she have a heart attack? Or do you guys know her cause of death? Because she's talking about the heart or some kind of acute pain, but I feel like she's telling me that that's not what caused her death. So I don't know if your family has some kind of questions around her cause of death, if there's some kind of confusion there. I see, like, I don't know if the charts, in her opinion, I don't think the charts really reflected what really happened at her cause of death. But I wouldn't be too concerned about that, but she just is talking about it. She's like, I don't think they really pinpointed what happened. Because what she says here is, there's nothing wrong with my heart. Now, sometimes the ghosties, okay, they didn't. So I don't know if there was some conversation around a heart attack or stroke or some kind of acute pain like that. But she says, no, there's nothing wrong with my heart. And even if it were a heart attack that killed her, she will come to you and say, no, I'm tip-top shape. She wouldn't want anybody thinking that there was like something wrong with her in the end. She would like it to be seen as more of a natural passing. She says it was just my time. She says my time just came. Does that make sense to you? And then she says goodbye. And she wouldn't have wanted to know. She would not have wanted to get a whole lot of interventions or a whole lot of treatments or anything. She just says, when my time came, I just said goodbye. It was just my time. And she says, I don't regret that. We didn't know, or there was no, acute cause or something like that. And she's very present. She's giving me tingles all up my legs. I think she may have had experienced some inflammation around her legs when she was passing. Some kind of strange tingles in her legs was what she experienced when she was passing, and no pain. I do not feel any measure of pain in her passing. She felt tingles, and that was it. And she said goodbye, and she just released herself. That's what she's describing her experience as, okay? If medical records show differently, we take your grandmother's explanation. Now, who's the young man? Do you have a boyfriend, Ashley? Or are you married or what? She's a very vivacious woman. She's very lively. Even if she's not alive, she's got a lot of spunk and life in her. So she's talking about your boyfriend. I think she likes him. I think she says he's pretty sweet. She'll always take your side, though, if you and he ever have any troubles. Have you had troubles, Ashley, with your boyfriend? Do you want to talk about it? Yeah. So, if this continues in the long term, why don't you come back to me sometime for a love reading? Because it depends on where you are in this relationship. If you guys are still early in your relationship, fine, let it keep going. But if you're late into your relationship, probably check in with me on a, in a different vibe, because your grandmother sees things that you don't see. Like, I'm not saying that there's like some revelation here, but she's just indicating that you might want to take a look at this relationship if it goes past like 8 to 10 years. Yeah. How's that going then? Okay, so you're well past 8 to 10 years. Maybe she remembers these troubles you had or something. She just wants you to be happy, she says. She says, I just want you to be happy and I just want you to be loved, okay? She says, you're so beautiful. You could have anybody you want. You're so beautiful. Never let yourself go. Never stop taking care of yourself. The things about letting ourselves go, guys, it's an energetic thing, see? It's not about, oh, you should stay beautiful for your partner, but it's about always valuing yourself, your own spirit, your own emotions. That's what your grandmother would want for you, right? And she says, yes. She says, don't lose yourself. Okay? Thank you guys for all the heartsies. So I'll put her to rest. Ashley, do you have any questions for her? Okay, lovely. I'll put her back to rest for you. Thanks for being here, Nan. Ashley, I feel like she's still alive. She is just so present in the real world. Ace of Wands, she says, yes, I'm still going. She says it's energy. She says, yes, I'm a spark. She's like, yes, I'm still alive. I'm a spark. I'm a memory. It's really nice. 8181 is an angel number showing up for you guys. 8181. Welcome into the Megawatt Collective, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you follow me. And thank you so much for all the heartsies. Marianne is asking for her husband. Marianne, what's your husband's name? He would like to blow you a kiss, Marianne. He says wink, and he'd like to blow you a kiss. Gaetan, is that French? Is that why he's so like, he's this energy of blow you a kiss. Here he is. He's right here, Gaetan. Or Gaetan. Sorry, I will butcher his name. He has opinions. He didn't like some kind of medical treatment that he received. He didn't like. He didn't like the male nurse or something. I think perhaps he didn't like being cared for by a male nurse or something. Or he wanted a male doctor. There's something like this. He feels like a little bit disgruntled. But don't take any of that as like a bad thing. Did he get to see the children? Who are these children? Do you have children together? This is Marianne's husband I'm talking to. Marianne, do you and he have children together? So he's acknowledging her. And he's saying, like, did I get to see her? I don't know if he feels he would want her to know, to have closure with him. So he's kind of asking, like, did I see her? But I'm taking that to mean, oh, look, it's 717 exactly here in St. John, Newfoundland. And I got 17 viewers. Funny. He's like, did I see her enough? Did she get closure? Did she get to, did she get to hold my hand? Did she get everything that she needed? He's asking you this, Marianne. He wants closure on it. He wants to know, did she get closure? Okay? So let me know so I can tell him. Because he says I loved her like a child. He says she's my child. Look. 6 of Hearts is children. King of Hearts. I loved her like a child. And he gave me the 6 of Hearts twice. So he would like to give her closure if possible. Maybe that's why he was so disgruntled. What would you like to say to your daughter here, please? He says basically like, now let me ask first, did he have children from another relationship as well? Did he have any other children? Before I interpret this, did he have any other children? These were grandchildren. So he says to her, the daughter, he says, you're the only child I needed. He says something like, you gave me everything I needed. The grandchildren, I think he is talking to as well. So is that her children? He says congratulations to the daughter on her children. He says congratulations on the grandchildren, okay? He loves your daughter a lot. A lot. He really, he was very unhappy that she wasn't able to say goodbye. He was pretty pissed off, I'd say. There was some young man, either a nurse or security or somebody in the picture who he was really mad at. For your wife, what would you like to say to Marianne here, please? He says, keep saving your money. Do you ever travel? Because he says, don't take too many trips because he wants you to save your money instead. He doesn't like you overspending. Husbands, they never stop, even when they're dead. They never stop nagging about the money. But he's talking about the children. He wants all of the money to always go to the children. Like he wants the daughter to have an inheritance. He wants the grandchildren to have an inheritance. So he wants you to have everything set up for yourself. Your wills, your life insurance, all those things. He wants you to make sure that all of that is in line because he wants those children to be able to get some money at the end. Okay? He's a very practical man. There's not a whole lot of ooey gooey coming from him. Only for that daughter. He's very lovey toward her. Anything else here? Yeah, he's a bit contrary, probably. A little bit. Marianne, do you have any questions for your husband? You're asking, will something work out? And he says, yes, it will work out. Marianne. Will something work out? Yes, it will work out, he says. Do you know what he's referring to? Marianne? He says also, I will always love you, as in the Whitney Houston song. So there you go. He brought a little bit of ooey gooey. He says, I'll always be your husband. Marianne? I will always love you. I'll always be your husband. It's pretty sweet. Okay, how do you feel? Do you feel okay about that? This was for Marianne. Okay, you're welcome. Gaetan, your daughter will be told. Marianne, will you tell your daughter all of that stuff? Actually, you can. This will be on YouTube, so you should send it to your daughter because he really wanted closure around that relationship, okay? Melita is here, and there was someone waiting. Chanel. What was your name? I think we're Facebook friends. Shelly. Is Shelly still here? Hi, Erica. Before I do Melita, is Shelly still here? Okay, Shelly, what was your question? Was it about your daughter? Did you say that you and your daughter both have health concerns? Is that what you said? It's 1111 on my angel numbers. Yep. I do see health concerns for you. So this is for you, is it? I do. Tell me more about Shelly's health, please. Have you ever had a surgery yet? Shelly, give me lots of information so I can get this clear for you. I don't want to go guessing at health conditions. What kind of surgery did you have? Oh, did I do a private reading for you before? Did we ever do a Zoom call? Me and you? Okay, show me the future of her. What's this surgery? Is it past, present, or future? Show me future for her health. But what is the health condition that you're concerned about? Just tell me, because if not, I'm just wasting your time. Just tell me what health condition you're concerned about. I keep seeing a King of Wands, King of Hearts. Do you have a boyfriend? Breathing? Yeah. Okay. And who's this boyfriend coming out? That might be, because you asked about you and your daughter, so that might be your daughter's boyfriend. I'm not too sure. Yes, her labored breathing. Tell me what is it meaning? Well, most importantly, you should go to the doctor. Oh, is it your anniversary? That's so nice. Like, do you have a boyfriend? 25 years. Congratulations. That's lovely. Show me her breathing stuff. What can she do? Definitely go to the doctor. I do have concerns about it, and I think it's something that's genetic. And yeah, I think it's... Do you get panic attacks that you're aware of? Sometimes stress and panic attacks cause like you to be unable to breathe. And this looks like a genetic thing. So Shelly, I think you have complex medical stuff that I'm not the best one to be advising you about it, but you do have complex medical stuff that needs attention, and I'm feeling that your breathing issues are linked to your stress, and I see panic attacks, and your panic attacks are impacting your breath, but like that could be asthma, and you might be having asthma attacks and thinking it's panic attacks, or vice versa. You do need to have medical attention. I wouldn't overthink it so much because I think it's just a condition that can be treated. But get multiple opinions. Keep detailed records. High blood pressure and feel like passing out. This is stress, my darling. Keep detailed records. However, stress can cause true medical, physical outcomes. So you still need medical attention, even if it's stress related. But yeah, that is all stress. But it like stress can be heart stress. You could have a heart attack from that. I'm not saying you're going to, but there is genetic components here. So have you seen a doctor? What did the doctor say? Are your parents in heaven? Or are they alive? If they're in heaven, tell me their names. You're going to the doctor in a few weeks? Okay, so keep me posted. So when you get more feedback from your doctor, then I can see if your doctor is on the right track. If your doctor doesn't see... If you go to the doctor and your doctor isn't seeing clearly, they'll give me a 2 of Swords or a 7 of Swords or something like that. So I can figure it out from there. Bob and Lou, are they both in heaven? Okay. Hi, Bob. He says, yes, she's stressed today. Just like me, she's stressed today. Yes, there's stress on your heart, Shelly. Just like your old dad, he says. And he says you were like it ever since you were a child. You were a very anxious child. I don't know if you even know that about yourself, but like, I think you had nightmares and sucked your thumb. Dad says yes. She never stopped bawling. When you were a baby, you might not be aware of that. Your dad says she never stopped bawling at night. Do you not suck your thumb? Someone has a picture of it somewhere. That's what your dad is telling me. Is Lou here, please? There's a picture of it. There is a picture of it. Is Lou here, please? Lou says, give up your lying. Don't be lying. I don't know. I don't know who she's talking to, you or me or him. She says, no child of mine would have sucked their thumb. She says, I did everything for Shelly. But yes, you do still have stress. You do. And it is genetic. And like your parents are saying, yes. They are saying you take after your father, from what I can see. How are your parents? They are completely fine. They have continued the story, but just on the other side. Were they still married when they passed? So they have just continued on as they were. Anything here in closing, Bob and Lou? Shelly, do you ever have nightmares? Do your parents come to you in your sleep? Do you have like sleep paralysis? Yeah. They, again, like to refer back, there you always did when you were a small child, you did as well. And all of those things, when we have visitations like that in our sleep, they do need to tell us something. But so what is it that Shelly needs to know? There's so much in your life going on, Shelly, that like a simple reading like this on the internet, I don't think would scratch the surface. I think if you're not in therapy, like I think you need good, reliable mental health supports and physical health supports. Like, yeah, I still see this shooting. You're going to start getting reflux too if you don't already have it. And the dreams and all of that, the stress, the reflux, all that stuff. Reflux can be pretty dangerous. Like you do need medical attention. So make sure you're getting therapy and medical. You have to prioritize that, okay? And that's why they're giving you nightmares. You take a pill for reflux already? See, like it's complicated. I have zero medical background and zero business talking about it. But I'm getting like esophagus lining damage and all this kind of stuff. And yes, it's stress, it's diet, it's environment. Like there's a lot tied in there. You need like real health care though. Not just me. Okay, your parents are fine. They're in heaven and they say I love you, okay? Your parents say I love you. Does she have a surgery in the future, please? Prediction, does she have a surgery in the future? It's not something you have to be concerned about yet, because if a surgery were to occur for you, I think the surgery I saw may have been the past one. If a surgery were to occur for you, it's so far in the future that there can be changes made before it. So it's not, they're telling me it's nothing to worry about. It's neither here nor there, they said. It kind of doesn't matter, because if you would implement healthcare measures now, you would avoid it. Okay? You're welcome, my sweet. You are so welcome. Who else has been waiting here, my loves? I got to pick up my daughter I got to leave in about 20 minutes. But I'm going to come back tonight. Melita. Can I hear from Melita's grandfather? Sonny? Melita's papa. Sonny, please. Melita, yes, he is very present for you. He's talking about the house. So I'm going to need your conversation here with your grandfather, because I don't know your story. But I see a childhood home and I see an option of moving. What does that mean to you? I'm thinking that he's talking about the house that everybody grew up in, and like he's asking like who owns that house now or something. He asks, did we keep the house? He says, did we keep the house? So you're going to need to respond to him. Oh, I see. That makes sense too. Childhood home, option of moving. So you don't know where their house is. You don't know where your grandfather's house is? Because he's asking, did it stay in the family? Wherever your grandfather like lived, I feel like his spirit is still there in a certain house. So he's talking about his house, not yours. Like the house that you would have. Oh. Okay, very interesting. I mean, now that you tell me that, I can see it, but funny. There was a certain house he's talking about, though. There's a certain one. Pop, how can I help you settle with the house situation? How can I help you settle this? Yeah, I think he feels unsettled, but he wants to know where is he laid to rest then? Because he's like a ghost, like zooming all over the place. Where is his resting place? Okay, so he is buried, is he? He's I would say he's feeling unsettled to me. And he's talking about his own father, I think, as well. And I think ideally he wants to be at his family home, like the one he grew up in. And he wants to be near his own father. He wishes that he could have been like sprinkled at his family home or something like that. So Pop, since we may not be able to fix that for you, let's say, Melita, do you have a picture of your grandfather? Tell me, do you have a photograph of him? And do you have like a mantle or a bookshelf or something you could lay it on? Okay, good. So Pop, Melita is going to take your picture of you and her, and she's going to put it in a home. She's going to place it on a shelf, okay? And that's where you can rest with Melita, on the shelf. He's okay with that. He says, yes, my love, you're a responsible young girl. He says, you are a responsible young girl. That's very nice of you, he said. Because he was a ghost with the zoomies. He was like going all over the place. I always fail the test of being human, guys. Legit. Whenever these computers give me the test that says prove you're human, I fail. Yeah, okay, so he says thank you for that picture idea. He says thank you, young lady. Okay, anything else here from Pop? From Sunny? Anything else? He says, that made me very happy. He says, God love him. This is me, the witch. He says, that made me very happy, young lady. Yes. Is this for your Pop, or I'll close out his energy first? Okay, Pop. I'm glad we helped you feel better. He's so pleased with that picture on the shelf idea. He feels so much better. Okay. Now, Melita's love life you're asking about? Will Melita be in a relationship soon? Melita, I see that there is a love in your life. Somebody who you have feelings for. Potentially in a workplace environment. I do see potential for this to work. Potentially. But you are showing as a Queen of Swords, which is not quite that open and soft. Does any of this make sense to you? Melita? Yeah. So there is definitely potential. But you've been hurt, right? Are you divorced? Have you been divorced yet? So it doesn't have to be a legal marriage, but it looks like, yeah, if you were traumatized by your last partner, then that would be called a marriage in my cards. If it's like a commitment, if you lived together, then it was marriage. So yeah, that's what I see. And I do see potential for you to be in a relationship, but you already can identify for yourself that you're not really anywhere near it. You'd have quite a lot of work to do before. It's not that like there's no match for you or something at all. It's that you just have a lot of personal work to do before God's going to give you a relationship. Because if you are in swords, Melita, if you are in swords, then you're calling in swords. So we got to get you in hearts. Gila has been asking for Phoebe for a while. I really sincerely apologize that sometimes I skip over. Usually I think it must be if there's too many words, I skip over that person. I'm really sorry because Gila has been waiting for a long time. For her grandmother, Phoebe, please. Gila for her grandmother, Phoebe. Yes, she is here, Gila. And she's calling you daughter. She says, yes, daughter, I'm here. Your grandmother doesn't overly like to come back to life. She prefers to be at rest in heaven, okay? Where she is. She is in heaven. And she says, yes, daughter, I'm here for you. I'm always here for you. But it's painful for her to come back to life. I feel like when she enters back into the material realm, she gets flooded with her own traumas and stuff and her own memories. So she prefers the non-human side of things. Does that make sense to you? And then she says yes on her own behalf. She says, yes, this is correct. So, but she says like she loves you and she's here for you. Daughter. She does call you her daughter. Okay? But I may put her back since she's kind of like tingling me and everything now. I think she has quite a bit of trauma. And to come back here is... Okay. Ace of Swords. Yeah, but I'm going to put your grandmother. You want to ask your grandmother. So she's kind of telling us she doesn't want to be here. Grandmother, what would you say about Gila's relationship with her mom? She says goodbye. She doesn't want to be here, Gila, but I'll ask the cards. She says bye. So I'm going to let her go. Okay, Phoebe, thank you for coming in. Good night. I just like nearly fell off my chair. She's like, knock me in the head or something. But I can still ask Gila. I'll still ask guidance from Source Energy about your mother. Your grandmother is making me so dizzy. It's weird. So for your mother, for Gila and her mother, what guidance do we have here? Who's the King of Swords? Oh, it's okay, Gila. I deal with ghosties every day. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to feel bad or anything. So does your mother get dizziness? And who's the King of Swords? Like this King of Swords is kind of like bad news in the story. Does she have a husband or something like that? Tell me what's happening. Yeah. So what's your concern? What is your question about you and your mom? What, like, about your relationship, but what? Are you guys not speaking, or are you asking how to improve it, or what? Your mom loves you. But you guys, yeah, I can see that you don't communicate very well. It looks like your dad is the barrier between you. Do you take your dad's side or something? I see the communication aspect. It looks like your dad turns you against your mom. Okay, it's the opposite. Is it possible for them to, is it possible for her to leave him? Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a practical matter where what do you want her to do? Do you want your mom to leave your dad so that you can talk to her? Because I don't know, it feels odd that you allow, if you love your mom and you want a relationship with her, then you and your mom should have a relationship together. If you don't want a relationship with your dad, then deal with that separately. But like I'm pretty confused about why, if you love your mom, why are you letting your dad like, yeah, I can see that, but you should just develop a relationship with your mom as individual people without your dad. You know, what you're asking is like either she leaves him or not. It's kind of just a logistical thing. He is a narcissist. But is it realistic for her to leave him? Probably not. But like, what do you want her to do, you know? So guys, I'm going to go pick up my daughter. And I'm going to come back because I haven't been on here for a long. Okay, come back to me, people. Hi, Hockey. It's been a long time. And Amy, I will connect with your daughter. Yeah, Hilla, sorry I can't really get much clarity on that because I think basically the message is it's up to you to create that, I guess, and not let your dad interfere with it is how I'm seeing that. Okay, my people, I'm going to pick up my daughter and I'll be back in like half hour. Okay? Bye. I'm going to leave my video on so I don't lose my like streak. They like it when you do like long live videos. Okay? See y'all soon. Uh-oh. Who noticed I left a candle burning? Did anyone notice? Go me. You all waited? You just sit here looking at my shoes? My messy? I'll show you the best ones. Okay. These are some pretty ones. Oh my god. Gorgeous. And look at these ones. You all were just looking at my dirty, messy sneakers, but look at these. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And those two pairs are comfortable. Those pink sneakers you were staring at are like my worn out hiking trail sneakers. Now, let me light my candle again. Well, thanks for waiting, guys. That was so nice of you. Yay. Worst matches ever. Hello. Welcome to the Megawatt Collective. I'm your fairy godmother. Or am I your genie? Look, I have these genie cuffs. I can grant your wish. How's my newbie angel? Hi, Slim. Hi, Trish. Thanks for coming back. I'm taking Tylenol. Don't bug me about the liver. The health guys, the health bros, they love to talk about how Tylenol impacts your liver. Okay, who had a question? Trish. Trish is hoping to hear from her dad. Sean, did you bring your magic wand tonight? What kind of magic are you working these days? Trish, what's your dad's name? He likes my boat cards. I'll use my boat cards for him. Show you what your dad liked. He spotted these on my desk. Jim, he liked those. He's like, they're cool ones. Jim, hi Jim. He says, I love you, Trish. I love you, Trish. Hi Jim. I think he really likes boats, or he really likes my boat cards, at least. Even if he didn't care about boats, he's like, well, they're cool cards. Trish, he says he loves you and the girls, all the girls. So do you have sisters, or looks like all of his girl children, or maybe your cousins, maybe his sisters, like there's a group of girls. So he says, I love you and I love the girls. And was he still married to your mom when he passed? Because I think this is your mom and he feels like he abandoned her. Tell me about, were he and your mom still together or not together? Okay, so he feels like sad that he had to abandon her, leave her alone. But he says he hopes that he left enough money. And he believes, or he says, I think that her family would have been really supportive. Does your mom have sisters or something? There's groups of girls or groups of women. And he's like, say I love you to the girls. And it looks like your mom probably had some support systems around her, or he's thinking she did. Does that make sense to you? I see like a young man here. He says, how's the young man hanging in there? So do you have a brother, or who's the young man? Because your dad's saying, how's he hanging in there? How's he getting on? How's he doing? This young man. Who's that? Trish? Trish, talk to me. Talk to me, kid. So your dad's talking about a young man. He says, how's the young man getting on? How's he hanging in there, he said. Do you know who he's talking about? Yes. How old is your son? So, your son probably needs like some attention. He's kind of like, your dad is referring to it as like, how's he hanging in there? As if there were some kind of hardships for your son. He's looking like he does well at work. Is that true of him at this time? If it's not true of him yet, I do see him being stable and independent in his career path or in his work life. Okay, excellent. But what's the Seven of Swords? Does he still live with you? He needs to be careful with his money. Being so young, I think your son hasn't quite figured out how to navigate finances yet. So I think he could use quite a bit of guidance on it. And he has some kind of interests such as like video games or like mild, what's it called? Like gambling, but it's just like mild stuff like spin the wheel or whatever. I think pops up on your phone, or like Candy Crush or something. So I think he has some kind of interests that he really just, he doesn't grasp money concept. So, but he says like your dad loves him. He just says Pop loves you, basically. Whatever kind of phrase he would have said, Pop loves you, or Pop's boy, or something like that. He'll do okay. He will do okay. He'll get the hang of it. He'll get there, he says. He'll get there. Now what's up here, Dad? Jim, what is this anxiety for somebody? Who has anxiety? Somebody has intrusive thoughts. The intrusive thoughts are like demons in your head. Like it's a bit more extreme than anxiety. It's like these pestering thoughts of like pretty bad stuff. They're called intrusive thoughts. There's a therapy called rapid eye movement. What's it called, guys? It's escaping me what that's called. The rapid eye movement, bilateral stimulation, EMDR. EMDR therapy can cure you of your intrusive thoughts, because there are root causes to those images you get in your mind. It can cure you. EMDR can. Anything else for Trish here, Jim? Trish, do you have any questions for him? He says one step at a time. You guys are quite haunted by some kind of like head monsters. Does that make sense? That's the kind of phrasing I'm getting, like monsters in your head. Trish, what your dad is saying about you to you. He's like, Trish, let me tell you something about yourself. Okay? This is not my opinion. This is your dad speaking. He sees in you that you lack trust in a higher power, or you lack trust in a universal goodness. I mean, relatable. We all do. So you have, and again, I'm saying this as a tarot reader, you have a striving and a craving to control, to know what's going to happen next, to control the narrative, to enact, to, like, you want to be able to do things to create an outcome, that kind of thing. You want to be able to know that everybody's going to be safe and all that kind of stuff. Your dad is identifying that as like a lack of trust in God, in a higher power. Okay? And he says, let me be your team. Like, you have an angel team. You have, like, he's your guardian angel. Do you and your mom think about or talk about or believe in like angel teams? What are like angel guides, that kind of stuff? Because he says, your dad says that that's what he is for you now. Like, he's your protector. Okay, good. So leave it with him. Try to find that trust and leaving things to the universe more than trying to figure everything out for yourselves. Let the angels take care of it, okay? Do you want to ask anything else to your dad? He's really proud of you. Really, really proud. It looks like you're showing with 6 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. He sees you as highly successful. He's like, you can't get better than Trish. You can't get better than Trish, he says. You're very successful and he's very proud of you. Okay? You have worries around your home. I see that. As a Queen of Pentacles, of course you do. Especially when your kids are older, it's almost worse. When your kids are potentially going out into the world and all that stuff. But your dad's kind of basically saying he has your back, okay? Yes. So he says, I'll see you later. He says, not goodbye, but I'll see you later, okay? You're welcome. Slim is asking what he has to look forward to here, please. What does he have to look forward to? Slim, I see things, it's like steady as she goes or something, they're saying. Like, I see things maintaining pretty steadily. I don't see any big changes. I see you protecting your loved ones. It looks like the stressors and the fears that you have, this is very common. And I think everybody does this, myself included. But it looks like you almost lean on your own stress, where once you're in survival mode for so long, and I believe from what I know about you that you and your family, your wife, are in actual survival. Like you're fighting for her life. Once you have been fighting for your life for so long, or in survival, meaning just trying to meet basic needs, it becomes your comfort zone, and you lean on your own stress as just a familiar presence. So even when you have times in your day or times in your life where the stress is not necessary, you still carry it with you as like a friend. But I think that you may be in a season or coming upon a season where you could actually relax a little bit. I see the 9 of Hearts there for you, which is you have a lot to be grateful for, and you have blessings already existing in your life. So when you ask the cards, what good can you tell me, or, what do we have to look forward to? The cards tell you you already do have a lot of blessings in your life. So focusing on what you do have is kind of the counter to that stress friend. Gratitude actually does cancel out fear. It does. That's why I am so calm. I have practiced gratitude so intently and intensely for so long that my fear cancels out. And that's what you have from the cards. Now, if there's something in the material realm, like, if somebody is in the palliative care unit or something, tell me and I can get more information on it. But for now, that's what they said to you. These readings are posted on YouTube afterwards, so you guys can revisit them. It's the Megawatt Collective. Make sure you guys are following me and come back on Tuesday nights for free readings. Also, I do in-person readings in St. John's, Newfoundland. And I do Zoom calls as well. So I have a booking app in my bio. You can book there, or you can just DM me. I'm not that famous yet. I still like to check my DMs. And what else? I actually have an in-office appointment this Sunday at 2:00. I have one opening if anybody wants it. Susan, are you still here? Arminda? Is Susan still here for her mom, Arminda? Hi, Susan. This person asking about a law of connection or something, stick around until after Susan's mom and I will answer that question for you. Arminda. Arminda is here for Susan. She's asking you, Susan, how are the children? Like all of the children. So if you have children, how are yours? If your siblings have children, how are theirs? And just like all the children in the family, basically. She's asking, how are the children? She does, she's nervous. She fiddles, praying for the children. I don't know if this is rosary beads or if it's knitting or something. She has some kind of nervous fiddle when she's talking about the children or praying for the children. I feel like it's more so prayer. So it might be rosary beads or just some kind of nervous. I see her reciting something and going with her fingers and reciting. So she still prays for the children even from heaven. She says, of course, they're my family. She is a woman who says family is everything. She says, of course, I still pray for them. And she's kind of like, when you're a grandmother in heaven, yes, you pray for your children. Because she's their angel. She says, it's my job. She says, it's my job to pray for those children. So was your mother Catholic, or does this resonate for you that she's talking about the prayer so much? Or maybe she's just, like, she does continue to have the 9 of Swords, which is nervousness. She's a nervous ghostie. She still has this nervous fiddle. So she had lots of children, she had lots of grandchildren, that kind of thing. She doesn't want to go, and she's doing a lot with her hands. She doesn't want to go. She didn't want to leave the children. I feel like she didn't feel closure about leaving the family, because I think she felt like everything would fall apart in her absence. So let's put her to rest about that, because grandmother, it didn't fall apart. It didn't fall apart. She says, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank God. Susan, is there anything she needs to know? Like, if she could call you on the phone, she'd be like, tell me the news. Like, what's the update? Like, what do I need to know? If she could call you, that's what she'd be asking you. What's the update? What do I need to know? Yeah, she's like, what's the news? Who's the oldest child? She says, what's happening with the oldest child? Did her oldest child get married and have babies after? She's asking. Josh, I'm from Newfoundland. Sounds like PEI. Susan, who's the oldest child? Is it a brother? So Susan, before I ask her your question, I need to get to what she's trying to say here about an older child. So the oldest child. So she's asking about everybody. Did everybody have babies? Did her oldest child have a baby? Did the King of Hearts have a baby? She wants everybody married with children. She's like, that's what I want for everybody. I want to make sure that everybody got that kind of thing. Specifically the oldest child, and specifically a King of Hearts, who would probably be her son. I'm not too sure who the King of Hearts is. So Susan wants to know, mother, did she do the right thing? Now your mother is going to ask me, what do you mean? There's a 7 of Swords and a 7 of Pentacles. She says, what do you mean? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? She said. She's like, why? What'd you do? She says, what seeds did you hide? What actions did you hide? What do I not know? Because remember a few minutes ago, she's like, what do I need to know about? What do I not know? Tell me the news. If you broke up with a King of Swords, has that happened yet? I see an ending with a King of Swords. An ending with a King of Swords. What does that mean to you? Susan? Yeah, she doesn't like that. Because she says family's everything. What did you do? So that's the breakup with the King of Swords. He's your brother. She says you should have ignored him instead or something. What did you do? She keeps asking. She's not going to stop asking. I'm psychic, but like, you know, I'm talking to a ghost here, so. Why is he mad at you? She says there's two sides to every story. That's what your mother says. I feel like she favors him in this situation. Okay. So, Mom, are you happy with the way that are you happy that Susan put you in hospice? She says it doesn't matter now. She says she sees two sides of the story, okay? She sees his side and she sees yours. She's not angry at you, but she would not want you and your brother fighting. So she says, I'm not taking sides. That's what your mother says. She says, you guys should not be fighting. You should have just ignored him and not engaged in a fight. Because she says, listen, my children are my children. She does not want you fighting. So, did you do the right thing is a convoluted question because she doesn't care whether she was put in hospice or not. She doesn't care about that. But did you do the right thing in this relationship with your brother? No. So again, two sides to every story. So you're asking me, did you do the right thing? And your mother says, well, she's not taking sides over it, okay? But she continually says like teamwork, like reconcile. She wants you to reconcile. I can tell you that for certain. Doesn't the details about the dynamic do not matter. You must reconcile. Okay? All right, Mom. Anything else in closing here? Yep, she says hold on, like hold on tight to everybody. And then she says hold on and let go. That's interesting. In closing, she says hold on and let go. So I feel that it's a sense of keeping the family together will require letting go of your differences, that kind of thing, okay? You're welcome, Susan. Hi, Rosa. Thanks, Amy. Oh, yeah. Are you in Nova Scotia? I can't remember which province you're in. I really enjoyed the Halifax waterfront. It was really pretty. We had a sunny day that day. It was like 20 degrees. Okay, Brit's been asking for Nan and Pop Hutchings. Nan and Pop for Brit. Do they call you Brit or Brittany? They might call you Brittany, right? Nan and Pop Hutchings. Something that might be a little bit jokey between them is that they used to try to shoo the children away. They're saying something like, go on with ya. I think it might have been if your grandmother was in the kitchen and the children came in under her feet, she'd be like, go on with you, will ya? Or if your grandfather was like nailing, like hammering wood, or he might have had one of those wood, the shears that it was for planing. I think he had a wood plane. So your grandparents were always trying to like shoo the children away for their own safety, because your grandmother would have been trying to avoid dropping like boiling water on the children. And your grandfather, there's something about that wood plane that it was so sharp or something, I guess. He didn't want the children around it. But that said, they're kind of like just bringing that up as like, oh, get on with you. Go on, little one. As a reminder, you might not have that memory, Brittany, but that's how they remember you. But they're telling you that they're always with you, that they never left you. They're saying, we never really left you. We're still with you. They're at peace. Four of Swords. They are at peace. Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands. The house is cold. Where's their house? What happened to their house, Brittany? Tell them. Okay. Do you live in their basement apartment or what? They're referring to your mother as well. Is your mother their daughter? Oh, did they? Yeah. Okay, I see that. Oh yeah, so as you're saying that, this is your mom and her house was cold. Funny. So they probably would have liked to have a wood stove or something. They probably liked the heat on bust. But they appreciated it. What their whole point in actually saying that was that they appreciated it, because they only had to give me some details to get us to trigger what they were trying to say, that it was the basement apartment. But they said, no, we appreciate it so much. They really, truly do. They're so proud of their daughter. And so they feel like it was so nice of her to do that, and that she gave them like a peaceful end of life. Like they knew that they were safe. They knew they were taken care of. They could go to bed at night feeling secure and knowing everything was okay. So their daughter was able to give them a peaceful passing, is how it feels. Anything else there, Nan and Pop? Yes, your mom. So what do they want to say about your mom? They love her a lot. Like your mom must be their favorite person. It seems to me like they're like praising her. She's the best daughter ever. She did everything for them, they say. She did everything for them. Couldn't ask for better, is how they're saying it, okay? That's for your mom. Do you disagree with them? Do you disagree? They don't want you like arguing with your mom or something. Who's the King of Swords? Okay, good. Brittany, who's the King of Swords? Like with Seven of Swords twice and a King of Swords? There's a man who's bad. Maybe he walked away or will. There's a bad man coming out here and he's controlling and lies. So just to make you aware of that. Are they still together? Or did he leave? Tell me if they're still together or not. Oh. Well, I'm really sorry to say that about your dad, but their opinion of him is not very good. Do you want me to ask anything further about that, or should I just leave it? Okay, they just don't like him then. That's fine. And so often the ghosties don't really change. When they come in to communicate, they will still be the same people they were. So, all right. Do you have any questions for them, Brittany? They're saying, yeah, well, we see the truth. We see. Do you want to ask them any questions about this? Or not about your dad, but are they doing okay? Yes, my love. They're at peace. And they say that your mom established peace for them. They're doing okay. No problem at all. And they say, they're asking, are you doing okay at work? Do you have a job? They're asking. And you probably have siblings. Like, they're asking, do the young people have jobs? Like you and your siblings or something, or you and your cousins. Do they all have jobs? They're asking. Because that's what grandparents care about. Like, what are you working at now? And you and your cousins, or you and your siblings. Okay. I'll close them out, Brittany, if you feel closure there. If there's nothing else you needed to address, Brittany, I'll close them out, put them to rest. And Amy, if you're still here, you're going to be my last reading. If you wanted to ask anything, Amy. Okay, one more question from Brittany. Go ahead. Are they aware? I would say yes. If I had to say a yes or no to your question, I would say yes. Anything else that you want to talk about? Okay, Brittany. If you need any further closure around that, if you want to send me a message to talk about what happened and see what your grandparents want to say about that or something, we have 10, 10, 10 there, which is like closure, closure, closure. We want you to have closure. So let's pray for Brittany's grandparents and for Brittany to have closure around this situation. Okay, my sweet. Amy. Okay, my sweet. Amy, what do you have on the go, my love? What deck do I want for you? I want to get something pretty for you. I like this one. Maybe the romance one. Yay. What's on the go in Amy's life? See what we can get for her. Last time we spoke, you had some bullies at work. Did that resolve? The bullies at work? Looks like you're the bigger person anyway. Whether or not it resolved, you have the World card and the Ace of Swords. And the Star, Amy. You have beautiful energy, Amy. The World, the Ace of Swords, and the Star. Like, you're just always on top. Yeah, good. You're the bigger person. That's exactly what I was getting. Queen of Wands. Now, yes, it causes you stress, but it's like you are a big enough person that you can handle it. I also see, I think this is your dad or some father figure. How is your dad doing, Amy? Do you need to ask? Oh, have you? I'll ask about that, but if this isn't a dad, it's like a father figure at work or something. But do you have any questions about your parents, or do you feel like they're doing okay, or? I don't usually see your dad. Okay. Okay. I just don't usually see your dad in your readings, so I wouldn't be surprised if something is popping up in his life. I see perhaps it might be a choice he has to make financially or something like that. So if anything happens with your dad and he needs guidance, you can always come here and ask for guidance. Looks like perhaps an unexpected financial or health thing, but it's not like catastrophic or anything. For Amy's love life, can I get a prediction for Amy's love life, please? Does she have a partnership coming in this month? Well, I don't want to tell you what card you got, Amy. I just want to give you sunshine and rainbows and butterflies, but I think something's coming up with your dad, which is, I think that's what I'm still seeing here. Just, yeah. Like I said, it's not a catastrophe or a tragedy, but I think he's going to have, you'll know when it happens, just so that you're not shocked. Just, remember to call your parents, whether you call them once a week or something like that, just to stay in the loop. Now, please clear out. Is there anything Amy can do? Is there anything Amy can do regarding her dad? Let me clear that out first and make sure we're getting everything out of the way. there's nothing you can do, only just make sure you call your parents to check in regularly. Okay. Amy's love life in May, please. Amy's love life in May. I don't see a whole lot materializing in May, Amy. I see you continuing to, like, the encouragement for you is to keep thinking about what it is you want in a partner. Rightfully so, you're just really picky. So the potential for you to like date partners and stuff is just really slim because you don't put up with losers. So the advice is to continue to refine your like discernment around guys. So you may get the potential for dating, but I don't know if you'd actually be happy with anybody who you met at this time in May. But I see, like, yeah, so now there is a King of Cups coming out, which is probably what the last psychic saw. But it's telling you to, like, wish for him. Good. I hope you do. Like, he is right there. He is in your potential. But I'm just getting this sense of you needing to refine your wish list and refine your discernment skills. Like, know a good guy when you see it, okay? Is there anything else? Haki, I will ask for you. Is there anything else for Amy? Anything else for Amy, please? Amy, you do have an emperor in your future. You do. You will have a good man in your future. See, that's the devil card. Sam. I don't think Sam's the one. Yeah, I completely agree because that's why the devil card came out. So again, this makes so much sense why they were telling you still have some learning, some practicing of discernment to do. If that Sam guy is still around. He's not the one. But you do have a King of Hearts Emperor in your future. You absolutely do. Haki wants a love reading, please. Future love life for him. Yeah, you can have a girlfriend if you want. You can have a girlfriend. Do you like younger girls? It says you're like trying, but you find it hard. It's like no matter what you do, you can't get a bite or something. Maybe you're looking too young. How old are you? This is Haki I'm talking to now. Yeah, I'm talking to Haki guy. I'm seeing you looking at young girls. Not like, it's just that I think it's telling you to look at younger girls. Like 30. Not in a bad way. I think if you're looking in your own age bracket, hockey, that's not confusing. If you're looking at like 43-year-olds, I don't think you're going to have much luck. So try looking younger in the 30s. Even like, yeah, 30 would probably be the youngest for you. So yeah, there you can have a girlfriend. I think, like, do you even try? Does he even try? You meet people, yeah. So what's the problem? How come nothing works out? You want an angel, but you're the devil? Well, it says, well, you got to get on the same page. Your lifestyle? Oh, no. Are you the devil? You're looking for an angel? Oh. Oh, well. What can he do? Oh, you're busy. Okay, because it looked worse. Okay, you and Amy gotta hook up. You're too busy for love. Oh, well. I think this is in your control. I think you could easily get a girlfriend if you wanted to. So, it's kind of up to you. Yeah. You gotta tell me your name and your face first. Bring it on. Now, back to Amy talking about that Sam guy. Let me see what you were saying. You trust the opinions? Your friends hang out with him? Oh, do I? Remind me again. I have forgotten it. Yeah, no, I don't like Sam, Amy. I'm your friend too. Lawrence. Larry? All right, people. Look, you're bad news, man. He is bad news. Yep. That's you. I am heading off now. Everybody. Did I hurt your feelings? Come back next time. We'll see if we can straighten you up. I can fix the guy. I can fix you. I can. Abracadabra. All right, peeps. Shine bright out there. Bye.